You've probably heard the story 1,000 times. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. It sounds inevitable, right? Like poverty is this unstoppable force that no one can control. But that's not the full truth. The real story is far more complex, and in some ways, surprisingly hopeful. Once you see what the numbers actually show, you'll never look at poverty the same way again. When you see headlines about poverty, they usually come from something called the official poverty measure, which was created way back in the 1960s. It's simple, but it's also very outdated. It only counts a family's cash income before taxes. It completely ignores things like tax credits, food assistance, and housing subsidies. By that old definition, the gap between the richest and poorest looks like a staggering 17-1. That sounds catastrophic, but here's the twist. That number only tells you the halftime score. The government hadn't even stepped onto the court yet. To see the final score, we have to look at something much newer and more accurate. The Supplemental Poverty Measure. The Supplemental Poverty Measure, or SPM, gives us the full picture. It adds back the benefits families actually receive, like SNAP, housing aid, and tax credits. It also subtracts real expenses that families have to pay, like taxes and out-of-pocket healthcare costs. For years, the SPM showed how government programs dramatically reduced poverty. But the latest data flips the script in a surprising way. In 2024, the supplemental poverty rate actually rose to 12.9%, which is higher than the official rate of 10.6%. Why did this happen? It's because of rising costs, especially for healthcare, and the end of the pandemic-era relief programs. For example, when the expanded child tax credit expired, child poverty doubled almost overnight. This shows us that these programs work, but when we pull them back, families fall, and they fall fast. So wait, if the poor aren't necessarily getting poorer, why does it feel like inequality is exploding? Because it is, just not at the very bottom. Government programs have successfully built a floor that prevents the worst outcomes for many. But the ceiling, the very top of the income ladder, has rocketed upward into the stratosphere. The richest individuals have seen their income grow at a pace that far outpaces everyone else. So even after taxes and benefits, overall inequality has still risen. The problem isn't that the poor are sinking into a deeper hole. It's that the ultra-rich are accelerating completely out of reach, creating a massive chasm between them and the rest of society. And that brings us to an even bigger issue, the difference between income and wealth. Income is a stream. It's the money you earn each month. But wealth is a reservoir. It's what you own. Wealth is what gives you security. It's what lets you survive a crisis, invest in your future, or buy a home. And the wealth gap in this country, especially the racial wealth gap, is staggering. The average white household holds 6 to 8 times the wealth of the average black or Hispanic household. This isn't about personal failure. It's the result of systemic history, things like redlining, discrimination in lending, and unequal access to credit and opportunities. Our tax system even makes it worse by often taxing work at a higher rate than wealth. We've managed to build a safety net for income, but we haven't built one for assets. And that's where inequality truly compounds and gets passed down through generations. Understanding this data isn't meant to be discouraging. It's empowering. It shows us what's working and what still needs a lot of work. Programs like Social Security, SNAP, and tax credits lift tens of millions of people out of poverty every single year. We don't need to start from scratch. We need to build on what we know is successful. The next great battle isn't just about helping people survive from month to month. It's about creating pathways for them to build wealth that lasts a lifetime. That means pushing for policies that promote ownership, home equity, education, and even new ideas like baby bonds, which would give every child a nest egg at birth. The old story says that the poor just keep getting poorer, as if it's some law of nature. But the truth is, Poverty is not a runaway train. It's a moving target that we've already learned how to hit. We have the tools, and we know they work. The real challenge now is wealth. Who gets the chance to build it? Who gets to keep it? And who gets to pass it on? Poverty isn't a permanent state of being. It's a direct result of policy. The question is no longer whether we can do something about it. The question is, will we keep just building a floor? Or will we finally start building a solid foundation for everyone to stand on? If this video changed how you think about poverty, please share it. Let's work together to replace despair with data and myths with the truth. This is Reese from Powerful Individual saying thanks for watching, and please subscribe for more content that challenges the narrative and helps us have better conversations about the issues that matter most.